Country star Dolly Parton not only wrote her hit, I Will Always Love You, but also the classic Jolene on the very same day. Her business smarts are just as sharp as her songwriting, turning her Smoky Mountains roots into the Dollywood theme park empire. Major Richard Dick Bong, America's ace of aces, sits with his wife Marge in the cockpit of his P-38 Lightning. He named the plane Marge after her and flew it to achieve 40 confirmed aerial victories in the Pacific during W242. On the set of Return of the Jedi, Carrie Fisher had to endure the famously uncomfortable metal bikini for the scenes on Jabba's sail barge. The costume's design was so restrictive that a special version had to be made for her to perform any of the fighting stunts. Tina Louise, who played the movie star Ginger Grant on Gilligan's Island, often clashed with producers over her character's one-dimensional nature. She was a trained stage actress from the Actors Studio and feared the role would lead to her being typecast for life. A young Sharon Stone takes a break in Arnold Schwarzenegger's personal set chair during the filming of the 1990 sci-fi hit Total Recall. This was just a couple of years before her breakout role in Basic Instinct would make her a household name. Long before he was a governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger was the world's top bodybuilder transitioning into Hollywood in the late 70s. This 1979 yacht party photo captures him at the height of his pumping iron fame, enjoying the California lifestyle. Famed aviator Amelia Earhart had a passion for more than just the skies. As seen here preparing for a deep-sea dive in 1929, she was exploring the ocean floor off Block Island, Rhode Island, in a 450-pound diving suit. A woman stands at an airport checkpoint in the early 1970s, holding a toy gun in a satirical fashion statement. The photo captured the public's tense but often absurd reaction to the new era of airport security screenings. Angie Dickinson delivered a powerful performance in the gritty 1967 neo-noir film Point Blank. This intense scene helped solidify the movie as a cult classic, praised for its stark and unconventional storytelling. Actress Cindy Morgan became a fan favorite in the 80s, starring in two very different cult classics, Caddyshack and Tron. Her versatile roles as the charming Lacey Underall and the digital Yori showcased her unique appeal. These silver-clad women are the fembots from the 1970s TV show The Bionic Woman, not a movie. They were powerful androids designed to look human, becoming some of the most memorable villains from the series. A satirical cartoon from an 1858 issue of Harper's Weekly pokes fun at the massive crinoline hoop skirts that were fashionable at the time. The drawing imagines a monster lady whose enormous dress is literally pushing men off a theater balcony. Jane Fonda's role in the 1968 sci-fi film Barbarella made her an international symbol of the swinging 60s. The movie's wild, futuristic costumes and campy style turned it into an enduring cult classic. A local beer league softball game in the early 80s was a showcase for the era's classic fashion. You had tube socks, terry cloth shorts, and big hair, all fueled by a cooler of cheap American beer on the sidelines. Swedish actress Ewa Aulin poses with a UNIVAC computer on the set of the 1968 movie Candy. The film was a wild satire featuring a huge cast of stars, including Marlon Brando, Ringo Starr, and Walter Matthau. Winona Ryder appeared in a 1991 Rolling Stone photo shoot at the height of her 90s fame. She had already become a pop culture fixture with iconic roles in films like Beetlejuice and Heathers. Katharine Hepburn smiles on the set of her 1940 hit The Philadelphia Story. The film was a huge career comeback after she was famously labeled box office poison just a couple of years earlier. Photos of modern women in 1970s Kabul are often shown as proof of a progressive Afghanistan. However, this image only represents the life of a small urban elite, while much of the rural country faced hardship and tribal conflict. Standing at just 5'2" and 150 15 pounds, Abby Stockton was a pioneer of women's bodybuilding in the 1940s. She could clean and jerk 135 pounds and became famous for a stunt where she balanced a pyramid of 3 men on her shoulders. A rare, candid shot shows Marilyn Monroe relaxing in a pool in 1960, 2 years before her passing. These unguarded moments were a sharp contrast to the high glamour image carefully crafted by Hollywood studios. A trip to the beach around the turn of the century looked very different than it does today. Proper ladies wore full-length dresses to protect their skin from the sun, while men's bathing suits were often made of heavy wool. In the late 1890s, 3 young women take a break on the rooftop of the D.B. Loveman and Comber department store in Chattanooga. Their playful pose offers a candid glimpse into everyday life during the Victorian era. Anna Nicole Smith made memorable and often unpredictable appearances on late-night TV during her peak fame. Her interviews with hosts like Jay Leno became famous for their wild energy and headline-grabbing moments. Halle Berry appeared on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno in 1998, already a major Hollywood star. Just a few years later, she would make history by winning the Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Monsters Ball. In 1964, a technician at General Dynamics Space Division painstakingly wires a massive computer breadboard. This complex, hands-on work was essential for developing the guidance systems for America's Cold War-era rockets. On the set of The Empire Strikes Back, actor Des Webb wears the heavy Wampa suit made of sheepskin and foam. Most of the Wampa scenes were ultimately cut from the final film, including a sequence showing the creature attacking the rebel base. Jennifer Love Hewitt became a household name in the mid-90s thanks to the popular TV drama Party of Five. She then cemented her status as a teen screen favorite by starring in the 1997 horror hit I Know What You Did Last Summer. A former model, Sybil Shepherd, was launched into movie stardom by director Peter Bogdanovich in the 1971 classic The Last Picture Show. Her performance in the film immediately established her as one of the most promising new faces of the decade. Actress Barbara Feldon is best known for her role as the smart and stylish Agent 99 on the 1960s spy comedy Get Smart. She was the cool, competent foil to Don Adams's bumbling Maxwell Smart, creating one of TV's most memorable comedy duos. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall share a moment on the set of the 1946 film noir The Big Sleep with co-star Martha Vickers. The on-screen chemistry between Bogart and Bacall was real, as the two had already fallen in love and would marry a year before the film's release. Before she was a dame, Diana Rigg became a 60s icon, playing the brilliant and stylish spy Emma Peel in the TV series The Avengers. Her character's karate chops and leather catsuits made her a groundbreaking role model, far from the typical damsels in distress of the era. For the 1938 film Suez, Hollywood costume designer Royer created this extravagant ball gown for actress Loretta Young. The studio system spared no expense on such details, spending a fortune to create a look of pure historical glamour. British actress Catherine Schell played the alien Maya in the ambitious 70s sci-fi series Space 1999. Her character was a fan favorite, possessing the unique ability to transform into any living creature at will. Future stars P.J. Soles and Fran Drescher hang out on a street corner in 1976, at the height of the roller skating craze. This was years before Soles would star in Halloween, and Drescher would become famous as the Nanny. During the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, some American cities made masks mandatory, as seen in this photo from California. The sign, "Wear a mask or go to jail," shows that public health debates over personal freedom aren't a new thing. Actress Heather Young played Betty Hamilton in the late 60s TV show Land of the Giants. The series was famous for its giant props, which made the small-sized main characters appear constantly in peril. Italian superstar Sophia Loren presses her hands into the wet cement outside Grauman's Chinese Theater in 1958. This famous Hollywood tradition cemented her status as a permanent international movie star. By 1949, actress Susan Hayward had earned a reputation for playing tough, determined women on screen. She was a major box office draw who would go on to win the Academy Award for her role in I Want to Live. Female bodybuilder Relna Brewer shows off her strength by ripping a telephone directory in half in 1938. Feats like this were unheard of for women at the time and helped popularize the idea of physical fitness for all. Life magazine photographer Martha Holmes navigates the ruins of a bombed-out city on assignment in the late 1940s. She was one of a handful of prominent female photojournalists documenting the aftermath of World War II in Europe. At a 1956 chiropractors convention, the winners of the Miss Perfect Posture contest posed with their trophies and their own x-rays. This bizarre event combined the classic beauty pageant with a very clinical look at the contestants' spines. A postcard from the 1950s shows the famous corner of Hollywood and Vine, with the iconic Capitol Records building in the background. The streets are filled with classic cars from the era, capturing the golden age of Tinseltown. The famously reclusive movie star Greta Garbo cracks a rare smile for the press upon her arrival in New York in 1938. She was known for fiercely guarding her privacy, making candid moments like this exceptionally rare. Actress Erin Gray starred as Colonel Wilma Deering in the sci-fi TV show Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. Her character was a tough and intelligent military commander, a role model for many young viewers in the late 70s and early 80s. The massive German Junkers G-38 airliner from the 1930s was a true aviation marvel. It even featured small passenger cabins inside the leading edge of its wings, allowing guests a panoramic view from right behind the propellers. A young Winston Churchill is seen paying for a taxi in London, decades before he would lead the British people through World War II. At the time of this 1908 photo, he was a rising politician, but not yet the global figure he was destined to become. This 1888 painting by Sir William Blake Richmond captures the formal elegance of Mrs. Ernest Moon, a London socialite. The elaborate gown and dignified posture were typical of portraits from the Victorian era, designed to showcase a family's wealth and status. Actress Erin Gray's character on Buck Rogers in the 25th Century was known for her distinctive and often glamorous outfits. The show's vision of the future was pure late 70s sci-fi, with shimmering fabrics and bold designs. Many old photos appear to show the Titanic sagging in the middle, but this is an intentional design feature known as shear. This upward curve of the deck improved the ship's performance in rough seas and was considered to give the vessel a more elegant look. Italian superstar Sophia Loren is seen here with her younger sister, Maria, in a photo from 1955. Maria would also go on to have her own acting career, though she never achieved the massive international fame of her older sister.